Hi there. Today I'm going to show you how does Far Cry 4 run on a GTX 1060 paired with an i3 7100. So for the settings, right now I'm using this resolution because this is the native resolution for my screen. And I'm using VSync because there's no need to have actually more than 60 frames in this game, because let's say sometimes you will actually have above and you will have a little screen tearing, which is not actually that nice. Besides that, textures are on ultra, and rest everything has a high, water on ultra because you don't see actually so much water, environment on high, ambient occlusion. Anti-aliasing right now is on TXA2. Sometimes you can push it actually much higher and it will look much better, but let's say if the view is very dense and is full with a lot of things to render, you will surely feel the hit. God rays, fur and tree leaves, these don't actually consume so much. So the game is actually running on, as you can see, on 60 frames. The GPU right now is at 84% usage and is sitting around 70 degrees. Mostly you will have it around 70 if you have a decent cooling system, and it should stay around 80 or 100, depends on your settings. The game runs very fine, you will not have any lag problems. Sometimes you will see a difference at the frames when there is a lot happening on the game. Let's say there are some enemies fighting and a lot of animals spawning in, then you will actually see the difference. Mainly when you're going, hey, good job. Mainly when you will go into new places and until it will load up, you will see a little difference. Let's say 10 or 5 frames. Plus right now I'm recording, so that will take away, let's say, around 5 or 10 frames, mainly because of the resolution. But as you can see, this GPU is very capable of handling the game and even recording on it. The i3 is handling very well, although it's a dual core, it's still doing its best, 70% usage. As you can see, on the RAM side it's barely using any RAM, no point actually having a ton of RAM because it will handle it anyway. Let's say if you have around 8 gigs of RAM and you actually have Chrome or another browser open, it will handle it with no problem. These guys are following me. Good job, good job. As you can see, there is sometimes when the game actually stutter a little. This reason mainly happens because of the recording. So the recording part is actually consuming a lot of this power, because let's say this user resolution is pretty high. If you're running on 1080 or let's say 720, it will be actually very good. But as you may know, whenever you try recording something, you will feel a hit on the GPU because it will actually consume much more. Right now, as you can see, the temperature on the GPU is going up to 75, mainly because as long as the usage goes higher, the temperature will go higher. That's obvious. But after using it for nearly, I don't know, around 6 months, you will never see 80 degrees. Around 78, sometimes it can reach 78, it will go, the fans will actually go around 50%, I guess, from their speed, and it will remain there, it will be stuck there. But that's important as long as your case is well ventilated and there is no dust. Plus, as you may know, below 60 degrees the fans are not actually running, so you will not have so much dust. Let's say in 2 months after I started cleaning my PC, you could barely find any dust on the GPU. Right now I should find some density to actually show you how the game will handle when there is a bit more stuff on the screen, because right now I was only moving around. So let's take care of you.
I see movement! You got shot this time.
Right. Let's go... I don't know, let's go this way? As you can see, the game really aged but it still looks really well. If you want to have only, let's say, 30 frames, you can crank up the settings on max, and it will handle it on 30 with no problem. It will actually be no, oh come on. Fuck off. Right. So this game really looks beautiful, and the GPU will run it perfectly. You will have no problem with this one. I don't know if you can actually try 4K. I said I don't have the option to see if I will get the steady 30 frames from this one. Oh, right now as you can see it's around 100% usage. We're going into new zones, it takes more loading, and sometimes you can see a few skips in the frames. It will go down to around 50, 55. We haven't seen something lower than that until now. The GPU, I mean the CPU, talking about the CPU, if you have a dual core with, let's say, at least 3 gigahertz per second, that would be a really decent one for this one. If you have a quad core, that will be no deal. It will handle it without any problem. But right now, as I'm using the dual core, as you can see, it's really okay. It's not actually killing it. It's seeing around 60 frames. I mean, 60 degrees. Mainly of the cooling system, it's not that great, but still, it's only 60, it's not going up. Okay, got here something. Anything else? Sadly, no. Okay, we got only friendlies here. Oh, that's just sad. Okay, let's try another place. I don't know, let's try around here maybe? In case you will be using, let's say you have your browser open while playing the game, you will not see such a big of a difference, mainly if you're playing it on Windows. Right now I'm playing it on full screen, but on Windows it should handle it just as well. Let's say we try and, okay, here we say a little drop, it was 45, 50. I would blame the water, but it's most probably not water. Should my stuff to render maybe for it? Nope. Okay, so let's try and crack the settings up to its maximum. We will surely see a huge difference. So shadow ultra, this is an ultra, okay, ultra, again. Yep, okay, on AA4. And that would be all. I'm not using motion blur mainly because of personal reason, because I don't actually like how it looks, because it only, I don't know, fucks up the screen for me. Good. Well, you can totally see a difference. We're running around, while recording, we're having around 32, while looking at distance 40, 47. While looking to the ground we have a steady 60, that's very good. Same thing with the sky. And we will move out. We got a nice car here. Yep. That was part of the script. Good. So as you can see, that totally is a huge difference because it will consume much more. It's already on 99% usage. In case your GPU right now it's staying at 1911 core clock, but in other cases when the usage is not at its peak, it will stay around 1956 because it's not using its full, it's not fully utilized, and it can actually give out more power. But right now this is the maximum it can give out without any overclock whatsoever. So let's try and do something, not only roam around, because we will not do that most of the time in this game. This is mostly just to run around and see how things will load in. Good job. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Right. The RAM usages look like it wrapped up with around maybe 1 gig, using 5 gigs. But in case if we would, let's say, set it to 30 frames, that would be really no problem. 30 frames it would run perfectly around these settings. But let's say skipping from 60 to 30, you'll actually see difference mainly when you're playing and how the game will actually move around. Mainly because I think this game was designed for 60. It feels much more natural doing it, playing it that way. And plus it's not really that, I don't know, it's really bombing to see when your frames go up from 30 to 50 and really down again, you'll feel your game lagging around, which is actually not that great. So right, as you can see it's handling. Mainly, let's think about, let's say we try and turn the resolution down to okay, aspect ratio to 16:9, right, the standard HD settings. Of course it will look like shit on my screen, but still we can see much the other results. Okay, we're getting around 4A. It's looking like shit on my screen because it's being compacted and it's being stretched out. But the flowers are very pretty. Okay, as you're moving around you will actually feel, okay, we're around 30, right? And there's shit going on. See, you can actually see the huge difference. Mainly it's much harder to play this way because the game moves a little laggy and can't really do a lot. You can't actually be precise with your weapon. When you're moving around you will feel it like you're actually slowing down. That was nice. That I think was a quadruple flip. So it mainly depends on the density. As you're roaming around you will see around 40, 50, but as soon as you get into a town you will see around 30, maybe even below. Maybe even when sometimes there is a little combat going on, you will actually get around 25, so it's not actually worth it going so low on the settings. And as you can see, the game looks great on both settings. Because let's say on these new games, even if you set it on medium or high, it will actually look very well. And there's no point in actually killing your GPU to see some better graphics. But it's important, as long as you look at the ROS, you have 60 frames and you're grand. So I hope that answers some of your questions, mainly on how it will run. Besides that, there's no actual background apps going on to kill it or to actually use more from the CPU or from the GPU. This is how it would look like only if you would play the game. And with 12 gigs of RAM, there's not actually a problem because you can see even 8. It's not even using 8 anytime. But as you can see, it's very, very laggy when you're looking around. But you can look at the ground and you will have 60 and you're good. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know if you want to see another game and how it will actually run on a GTX 1060. And I forgot to mention that this is the GTX 1060 with 3 gigs of RAM, not with 6.